Welcome back to Switch Corner. Today we're taking a look at the games coming up over the next week for the Nintendo Switch. You can find this video here on the channel every single Sunday, and really this video it's all about games catching my eye and those that maybe have some potential. Basically it's not necessarily everything, I'm skipping all the shovelware. That said, it is a really weird week, that is for sure. So let's take a look at what I think and whether these are day one buys or if I'm going to be waiting on reviews. So with that luck, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here, join our growing family, and let's get started. So kicking off the week then, we've got Scully, and this looks to potentially be a very good start to the week, I gotta say. It's coming from the devs behind the OK Cell Damage HD, but this one to me just screams, different and for sure a little bit weird. Here you'll be working though to intervene in a war between a deity's three siblings. This war though, it threatens a whole island. Playing as a Skull though, expect to be basically rolling around marble style, while also having the ability to transform into multiple forms. It's got me curious. I'm going to be reviewing this one over on the channel, and yeah, look, 18 levels, 7 ecosystems, it could be a winner at this relatively budget release price. This is also the only game on today's list offering a physical release too. So next up then, we've got Steam Tactics. This one, it's out to combine cutesy animal characters with RPG and turn-based tactics, all set within a steampunk-like world of warring airships. Honestly, that description sounds great to me, and I'm also all about the low price point on this one. The story though, basically the king is gravely ill and the queen hires you to go to war and help out. With a launch price discount of 30%, it even sweetens the deal just a little bit, and honestly with this, I checked out Steam, it's already out there. There's not a huge amount of reviews, sub 50, but those that are there are positive, and nearly everyone on there has clocked in over 10 hours of gameplay. So this might just have the potential to be a hidden gem. I won't be buying it day one personally, not because I'm checking out reviews first like usual, but because there's actually a demo available on the eShop, so I'm gonna take a look there first. So keeping this next one quick but tight and glory, and I have absolutely no idea what to expect. I have the sneaking suspicion though, what we are looking at is a good looking cell phone game. That said though, here we'll be choosing from one of 12 mechs and going to war. There's 6 arenas, multiple weapons, 9 game modes, tournaments, and even 12 player online play. Sounds great honestly, especially at this insane price point. I will check it out day one just because it is incredibly cheap, but do know I'm super suspicious of this one. I have more questions than answers, and I'm also curious to where this gameplay footage you're watching right now, came from. This trailer only dropped maybe a few hours ago, and is it really Switch gameplay? My advice with this, be hopeful but be wary at the same time. It's promising a lot for very little, and hopefully they will prove me wrong. So Frontline said now, and this one has been on Steam for some time to I'd say middling reviews. While it is giving a 10% launch discount, I'm a little doubtful over the port here honestly. Basically the idea is this though, defend against waves of zombies that attack at night, and then during the day you'll be collecting weapons and conducting repairs. Looking at the Steam reviews though, outside of them being average, like I said, it's basically saying that it's a copy of a free web-based game and not as good. Then also some of the bullet points on the eShop that they're shouting out as positives are questionable at best. You've got things like 2 hours of action, satisfactory ragdoll mechanics, and realistic gameplay. My big question though, watching the gameplay footage here, it seems you move the aiming reticle with a mouse, and this never really transitions to controllers too well. Hopefully they went with a more twin stick shooter vibe for this Switch build. I do doubt it though. I'd watch for reviews on this one if I was you. Next up then, we've got Drink More Glurp. This one also launching with a 10% discount, and while honestly I will say a party game wouldn't typically be something I'd find myself picking up, this one does come from the developers behind the decent Cave Blazers, so I'm willing to take a look and check out some reviews. What we get though is a physics-based sports style entry, and I imagine this will be about as far away from realistic physics as you can get, with a single player mode though, and then 20 local player mode. This has some potential though, as I'll always say this, the missing online play is always disappointing. But yeah, it's touting a ton of events, and it's for sure going to be an acquired taste. So if you like games I'd say Gang Beasts, this might be the one for you, because that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from the trailer. So Swimsanity now, and I gotta say, I was really curious about this one, and then honestly, I saw the price, and for a 4-player shooter game, this needs to do something special to justify it, honestly. It seems way over the top to me, and well beyond, you know, like, take a risk day one territory. This one though, I will say at least offers online multiplayer, but yeah, you can expect like 150 plus events as well as local co-op and versus mode. I also noticed as well no mention of single player, so I'm curious to see how that works. I'm going to check out reviews, and the underwater concept is definitely cool, but it ain't coming cheap, that's for sure, so I'm going to be watching more than one review, put it that way. So Alphadia Genesis now, and this one's coming from Kemco, the kings of just pumping out RPG after RPG, especially in the world of like mobile. Recently though, I've got to say they dropped a ton of them on the Switch, and this is another one continuing that trend. Combining a like 2D SNES vibe with, I'd say, like early PS1 3D, but HD of course, gotta be honest, it appeals to me. Here though, the story goes like this: two kingdoms have found peace following war, but something threatens this. Basically, a clone conducts a murder. Looking to outlaw clones and avoid any, you know, future war, they build two investigative teams to get to the bottom of it all, and that is of course where you come in. I was excited about this one, but sadly after a little research, it seems it did release for the Wii U as well, and reviews I'd say were like average at best. I'll still check out some of the Switch reviews, but I got a feeling this is going to be pretty much just a straight up port of that same game and little else. So Airy Broken Memories, I think that's how you say it. This is actually a sequel to a game that simply went by Airy, and I didn't really hear too much about it, honestly. It wasn't bad, it wasn't hugely deep either. It was more kind of like a relaxation piece as you saw through the sky. Here though, the idea is this: you're entering the mind of a person as a little bird, trying to bring them back from a coma. It's not the cheapest game, that's for sure, and I will be checking out reviews myself, but I can't deny the visuals are very nice, and they're definitely doing their best to tempt me in. So next up then, we've got Clan N, and this one looks really cool. Here you'll basically be taking on the role of Clan N, who are out to take down a villainous enemy by the name of Akuji and Seishin Gun, who are basically, you know, pillaging villages and getting up to all sorts of no good. This one though, you're going to be battling through 7 different levels, each with their own unique bosses and mini games. Seems to me it has like a very like cool vibe to it all, offering this almost like isometric take on what seems to be, you know, the general hack and slash brawler genre. The visuals are no doubt an acquired taste, as will be the gameplay, but yeah, I'm working on potentially getting a review out there on this one, just to see if that price point is justified. Otherwise, if that don't happen, I see potential. I'd probably go day one, honestly, just because a whole lot of like what it seems to be offering appeals to me. So our penultimate game of the week then, Cruel Band's Career, and this is super budget, but ticks a lot of the right boxes. Even at the incredibly low price point then as well, they're still offering a launch day 10% discount. This one though, you basically control a 3-member band as enemies approach the like stage in this weird take on the rhythm genre, I guess. I'm all about it though, love the rhythm genre, and I think the visuals, it's like black and white style, looks amazing. At this price point, I'm not expecting, you know, a huge amount of content, but it's also cheap enough. I'll happily go day one and support the devs here, and hopefully they don't disappoint. The last game of the week then, Is It Wrong to Trade a Pickup Girls in a Dungeon? Familiar Myth Infinite Combat. A name I was nervous about saying, and one of the longest I've like seen in some time. This one's a little weird though. It drops in the UK and, you know, Europe, Australia on the 7th, but those of us here in the US and Canada, we're gonna need to wait a few more days until the 11th. Based on the extremely popular anime and manga though of the same name that I know nothing about, honestly. I'm sure though there's many of you out there really looking forward to this one. It looks to be an old school action RPG though, with a heavy focus on dungeon exploration, and I imagine plot points just taken directly from the source material. It even throws in then some like dating mechanics, which absolutely makes sense given the name. That said, I gotta be honest though, look, I do think the visuals here look really weak, but from what I hear, the gameplay is solid, so I'm going to be checking it out, but I'll probably wait for a few more reviews first before I part with my cash. This one though, I'm sure most fans, they're gonna go day one. And that's it, look, another week down. We've moved this video from Fridays to Sundays permanently, so just know you can still expect it here weekly, just with that, you know, slight modification. That said though, look, will you be picking anything up from this list today, or is there anything I actually missed? It's a weird week for sure, there's no doubt about it, and definitely not epic by any means, but there's still some decent potential in here. Then finally, I just want to do a quick shout out to the patrons of the channel. They're going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you all so much. If you want to check it out for yourself, I have linked it in the description below. Then if you are new here, why not hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.